I mean, it's a bloodbath in my account today. It was just one position that should not have been there anyway. But on days like this, when your longs are down, getting hammered, I mean, 20% or so, and when your shorts are going up, you're on the wrong side of the fence. And hope you guys can see that. So I've trimmed quite a bit. This is the big one that's just meltdown. Shouldn't have been there. I mean, then talked about it with the coach, and he was like, "What is it that you're doing?" But then, he goes, "Ultimately, it's your money. You got to do what you got to do." But he's right. I'm wrong. So we cleaned up a lot, but I'll clean up some more on the bounce when and if there is a bounce. So AEVA Technologies, I had a synthetic, long synthetic, short to puts, long to calls. If the stock is down 20%, the result down 17%, right? Stock was a $37, $38 number. I did it at 20 on support, watch support, melted right through. So this is a position that will get cleaned up on the bounce without a question. And on the bounce, you'll gain some of the equity back that you're losing today, and then you reassess. So I was short 2,000 shares of Joby Aviation. At least that's the one you're on a day like today when your short's going up. You're definitely cold. And I talked about this being cold, being hot as a trader. You have periods. You're not going to be hot all year. You're not going to be cold all year. It is how much damage you're getting or you're experiencing when you're cold, and how you manage that part. And it's tough to know because you're in the heat of the battle. Am I cold? Am I hot? Well, it was pretty obvious to me. I was talking to my members actually 10 days ago, a week ago. I go like, two things I said to the members group about 10 days ago. I said, I want to short everything and come back in 2 weeks. That would have been the perfect thing to do. Number two, when you're cold, you revenge trade a little bit. You feel like you need to press. None of that is necessary. So, and you pay the price, and I'm paying the price today. So Joby Aviation, we were short 2,000 shares, but also short the puts, which I took in some premium. Covered that up. Actually, that turned out to be probably a break-even trade. It really was never too profitable, to be perfectly honest, but we'll see. We'll revisit that at some point. I'm long 8,000 shares. It's a long strangle. I'm long 8,000 shares of Lithium America. That position did not change. Actually, that's not melting down as much as I thought it would melt down. So we'll see what happens there. New position. I'm buying some October 250 Lululemon calls. I'm up to 35. I have 5 more to buy at 375. Stock is definitely in a death spiral, it looks like. But then I look at this as another Nike kind of a situation. Earnings are out, I think, in September sometime. I'm buying October calls, so I'm comfortable with those at the moment, but could change my mind. The only position actually that's working today is my gold trade. Gold is up big because dollar is down, so unemployment numbers were not good. And interest rates are going down, getting the dollar weaker. So that's the only winning position today, actually. Which we will keep, obviously. And then I was long a synthetic, meaning long short puts, long calls. Obviously, on days like today, when you do that and you're on the wrong side, you're going to get your face ripped. Although I did cover that with the coach. He goes like, let's just clean up. And, clean up is made from God. You got to clean your house. And as much as it hurts taking losses, you got to learn how to take losses. And so we covered we actually reduced quite a bit of risk. The risk meaning being short puts. Being short puts on a drawdown is not healthy for anything, for your bank account, for your account, for your mental state, confidence, all that stuff. Being short puts is great when things are going up because the premium you're collecting, you're melting. But then at the same time, though, when VIX was down to 15, and selling puts does not make sense with that kind of low volatility. So that was another thing that we came away with. So we need to adjust the game a little bit better. And So yeah, we shut down a lot of risk. So the only the risk that I see here is the first position, AEVA Technologies earnings are better, and then a couple of analysts have like $30 targets, but it doesn't mean shit on days like today. Hopefully we'll get a bounce and we'll clean that up as well. And Lululemon, I will keep adding. My stock is down to 2020 levels, and the company is twice as large as what it is in 2020. But again, trading and fundamentals should not get mixed up. Short-term trading especially. So yeah, that's where the positions are down to basically 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 positions as opposed to having 15 couple 3 weeks ago. So yeah, that's where we are. I mean, this is Lululemon. Let's look at the charts, actually, bigger charts, and then I'll answer some questions. Okay, so that's Lululemon daily chart. Death to us apart. It even didn't pay attention to the long-term moving average. It's going through it. It's going through the stock is going through the 200 EMA on its long-term chart going back. Actually, Lululemon now is selling at the same price as it was selling in late 2019. So again, stocks are to be bought and sold. I said this a million times. If you say, yeah, Lululemon, well, from 500 down to under 200, how do you get out of those situations, right? So, but we're looking for a bounce, oversold bounce. And when the market sells off, the selling intensifies, and yeah, it doesn't work. And this is AEVA. This is the killer, actually. This is like a negative $8,000 day just on this position. Look at that. I mean, I stepped up right about 18.5, 19, where support was. What support? We're going to the 200 EMA probably. But, again, breaking the rules. We affirm the rules. Rules are not to be broken, and I broke my own rule, and you pay for it, which was do not buy anything under its moving averages. I mean, obviously, looking back is what it is. It makes trading, right? And I thought it was the right thing to do at that moment, and 100% incorrect. Okay, so now you wait for a bounce. Hopefully, you'll get a bounce back to the 50 EMA. Hopefully, or maybe wherever, somewhere around 18 to 20 range, and you bail. And short puts, long calls, so that will add to the equity if it does bounce. If it doesn't bounce, it doesn't bounce, and then you take your loss and you move on, and you revisit. Those are the two positions. Gold, obviously, NUGT. On that one, I am short put credit spreads, and then with some of the money on the put credit spread, I went and bought a call debit spread, and I covered the short side of the call debit spread with 50% gain. It's fine at the moment. Not it's only 10% of the account, but break on that is going to be 70. If it doesn't hold 70, we got to get going out. But we'll see. Gold should rally now, because if the rates are going to go lower, dollar is going to go lower. And this is the dollar index. You guys, if you're going to trade gold, watch the dollar index. This is the dollar index. Had pretty actually big rally last 4 to 5 days. Well, now we're selling off. It should stop somewhere here and then roll over and continue its downward path. Everything oversold gets a bounce, folks. Nothing goes down forever. And so let's look at the usual suspects and indexes. Earnings were good, especially on Meta and Microsoft. I can even fucking type correctly today. Okay, so this is SPY revisiting the low. This is let's see, this is a 2-minute chart. We died, we bounced, we attempt to bounce, rolling over, under VWAP. We'll see. But let's look at the dailies, 1 year, 1 day. First time, actually, with the gap down on top of everything else. We're going through the 20 EMA, which is the yellow line. I'm pretty sure we're going to revisit the old high, which is going to act like support, and as well as the 50 EMA. So until then, I will not be touching much. And is it going to be another trade situation? Well, time will tell. The only way we can tell is if the moving averages are violated. The bad thing here is I've been talking about this for 2 weeks now. There is a bearish divergence developing, and today is getting confirmed on the MACD, on the daily chart. Got to be careful, folks. And then, 580s in play. That's the 200 EMA. So that's the last leg of support. But, if anybody says it's going there, they don't know. If anybody says it's going to be all-time highs in a week, they don't know. You just follow the price. The price is your Bible. So that's that. The odd thing is 2 days in a row, we tested the upper channel level. That was the channel that we broke down from last time. That's why I left it there. Usually we will have a tendency to bounce back to that and roll over, and that's what's happening at the moment. That's the picture that I'm seeing. Triple Q, same thing. Bearish divergence was developing. Now it's confirmed. Now we got to be super, super careful and clean things up as opposed to taking long shots. You just got to have patience now. And that's where we are. Mag 7, Apple had okay earnings, but then nobody cares today. Wrong day to have earnings and wrong day to have bad earnings. After opening higher, massive leg down on Apple. Amazon, same thing. Massive gap down. The only two were Meta and Microsoft. I mean, talk about ridiculousness. They added 400 billion in market cap, but again, not for me. And gapped up today. The gaps are being closed, but we'll see. Are they bio and pullbacks? Yeah, but then let's get a pullback, and we're getting one. What else? Tesla, yeah, there is the wedge that everybody has drawn, including myself. It kind of retested it, broke under it, and testing the 200 EMA. It's holding so far, but we'll see where it goes, depending on the market. And what else was I going to say? VIX, obviously, we need to look at that. Yeah, VIX is having a big up day. And you guys know what that means, right? When VIX is going up, market's going to go down. Actually, volatility picking up, at some point is a good thing. If you're a seller, what do we buy? This one is going lower. Yeah, on its ass. Let's take a look. I don't think we bought that. Oh, we bought something else. I don't know what we bought. Lulu? Is that what we bought? Not sure. Not sure what we bought. I'll take a look in a minute. No, we didn't buy that. What do we buy? Honestly, not even sure. Oh yeah, we bought Lulu's. Okay, that's fine. We got 5 more at 350, so it's fine. Okay. Okay. And let's see. Let's look at some of the nosebleed stuff. Are they even going down? Palantir. I mean, they did tank in the morning. Look how strong these stocks are, right? The strong ones stay strong, and those are the ones that come back right away. And same thing with Hood. Hood opened down sharply, and I think it's green today. Those are the stocks to look at that. I mean, that thing, wow, did it really bounce that much? Yeah, look at that open. That's the 1 minute chart. I mean, 2 minute chart one day. Look at that gap down open, scooped it up 93. Stock goes from 93 to 105. This is yeah. So strong ones stay strong. That's what it looks like to me. And those are the first ones to go red to green. And you got to follow that. Strong ones stay strong, period. Same thing with Nvidia. I'm sure it gapped down pretty hard, and then it's kind of rolling over. But still, strong stocks stay strong. Trash gets worse. And that's the name of the game. That's Nvidia, that's gold. Gold is, in this range. Let's see if it breaks out. It will definitely help any GT. So we'll keep that position alive for now. What else are we looking at? If you have any questions, please put them up. We are some of the other Mag 7 stuff. Netflix, I think that was up today. It's down a little bit. Yeah, it's been actually going down since the earnings, kind of ratcheting down. And on the crazy stock side, Joby Aviation, that's the one I was short and covered it. We'll see what happens. I don't mind shorting that stock again, but I just got to reduce risk. I can't wake up to disasters. Let's see, the 1 year, 1 day. Yeah, that is the 1 year, 1 day. So yeah, I mean, I may have made some money on that. I don't know. The shorts arrows are higher than the long, so I don't know. But yeah, it rallied one more time to 18 intraday. I covered it actually right here today, thank God. Before it rallied another $1 and change, but we'll see. And now it's revisiting. I mean, when that breaks, that's going to be epic. And at the moment, it doesn't look like it, but I don't think that stock is worth paper printed on. But then opinions are just opinions. MACD's on a sell. Doesn't mean anything. Earnings are going to come out. They don't even have revenue. Forget earnings. So it's just building this little sideways action to be breaking out, going to 25, or breaking down, going to 10. We'll find out. But I'm not going to take any positions on anything going the rest of the year until I am 100% sure. And it's on its way. No more anticipation. Anticipating things is not going to work out.